What is up, Master Jason here. So today we're going to be talking about Cardano again. Now, currently the price of ADA is around 57 cents the time I'm making this right now. It's having a lot of trouble trying to get over that 60-cent price and find support. So much resistance to that 60-cent price, but we are still holding above the 20-day moving average, and we're really influenced a lot still with what the price of Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin is having a green day, then we'll see a green day with Cardano and the rest of the altcoins, but we're seeing a lot of flippy floppy. The Bitcoin will be above $30,000 one day and then under $30,000 the next day, and that influence that Bitcoin has is also influence a lot of the market. So the altcoins, red day if Bitcoin's down, green day if Bitcoin's up, and really influencing the price of Cardano because Cardano follows Bitcoin very tightly. So we'll cover that as well as some news that's currently going on with Cardano. So as we get to it, if you don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash Destroy, Annihilate, or gently press that like button to help me out with the algorithm, help spread the content to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. Now let's get to it. So some news that's going on right now about Cardano and Solana. Now, I'm sure everybody has heard that Solana has had another outage. So there's been multiple outages with Solana just this year. I think there's been about 12 outages in 2022 so far. So there's a significant amount of outages, and it's a bit ridiculous, and I've covered it plenty of times. Now, I am invested into Solana, so I'm not trying to sound like I'm very bearish with Solana. I like the idea of Solana, and I like investing into it, and it's gone to much higher prices before in the past, but Solana is still very much having a lot of issues. Even every time I hear about an outage, I always hear about how it's being resolved to not happen again, but then it happens again. Now, Charles Hoskinson has been criticizing Solana over this, and many other people have as well, and comparing how Cardano is better than Solana with how Solana has these outages and Cardano doesn't have these outages. Cardano is very much built more secure, and this is even something that one of these Solana co-founders has just recently said. So this article here from You Today, Cardano's founder strikes back at Solana team for advising him to kiss frogs when coding. Now, one of the co-founders of Solana has said that Cardano is being built too carefully, which is kind of crazy to say something like that when there is millions of dollars or billions of dollars of people's money on the line here. And that's something that Charles Hoskinson did end up tweeting about. He said, so the primary criticism is that Cardano writes software carefully when billions of dollars are at stake from millions of users and thousands of businesses rely upon the infrastructure for their livelihood. I'd love to see these guys build a hospital. And it's crazy to hear a co-founder, of Solana make a statement like that. And that's created more caution with Solana, I would say. Something that makes me wish maybe I shouldn't have bought as much Solana as I did in the past. And also worth mentioning too that just between April this year to now, about a matter of about 60 days, that the price of Solana is down about 80% during that time. So that's a significant drop just between there, where Solana just keeps falling, and we're not really seeing a whole lot of sideways trading with Solana like we are with Cardano right now. So there's a difference right now between Solana and Cardano that, to me, Cardano is the much better buy. So recently I made a short talking about how we could have already seen the bottom of ADA when it had touched that 40-cent price on May 12th. Now, that's just a possibility. There could be some possibilities that the price of Bitcoin could drop even more and send the price of ADA down much more, even though we have this catalyst. Anything's really possible right now. But why I'm thinking that was the bottom is because when we look back at some history here, when we look at what the price of ADA was doing back in 2021, January of 2021, we were seeing the price of ADA trying to go over the price of 40 cents at that time. And there was a lot of resistance. And when it finally did manage to get over that price, it had quickly gone up on a rally, and the price of ADA had touched the $1.50 price by the end of February. On February 28th, or 27th, it actually had managed to do that. And it's worth mentioning that this rise here in February was due to the Mary hard fork, which came out on March 1st. And so it 3x during that time, more than 3x during that time, and it more than 3x during the Alonzo hard fork as well. Just very short periods of time where the price of ADA would 3x itself, but we're not seeing that this time around. We're not seeing the price of ADA go up as significant right now as it was then, a month or a month and a half previously before the new hard fork comes out. It's a bit different of a story, and that's just because of how bearish the crypto market is right now and how the price of Bitcoin is not moving like it was during the times of the previous hard forks. But what I would like to see, though, is to really just break out of this falling wedge that we've been in. How we've been consistently in this falling wedge. There's been times where we've almost broken through it, but it didn't happen. And I would think that this time around, we might be breaking through it. And this could be something that can take us up to the price of $1 by the end of June. If not, if we were not able to see a big rally here and the price of ADA is going to keep dropping, I would expect that it's going to keep along the path that it's been on this falling wedge. And I would think that we could see the price drop down as low as 20 cents. But I'm not trying to be bearish. I don't want that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. If that did happen, I would still be buying at 20 cents because I think that right now ADA is way undervalued, but the crypto market is just so bearish, and the price of Bitcoin dropping more could be something that could really bring it down right now. Now it's 50-50 of if ADA reaches bottom and if Bitcoin reaches bottom, so I'm going to be optimistic and say hopefully ADA reaches bottom at 40 cents, hopefully Bitcoin reaches bottom at $25,000, and now they're on the right track. And I would expect there to be sideways trading for a little while before we see much of a rise up. But I still think that we could easily be seeing the price of ADA start climbing its way up to $1, given the catalysts that are available, but Bitcoin is a very heavy influence on that. Now we're just going to glance at Bitcoin here for a second, and how I think that Bitcoin could have possibly hit the bottom. Its bottom was on May 12th, just like how we had seen the price of Cardano drop significantly at that time, where Cardano could have bottomed out. Potentially Bitcoin could have bottomed out at that $25,000 price as well at that same time. And that's why we're seeing it start to trend upwards a little bit, but still struggling a lot at that $30,000 price. And that $30,000 price was an area where Bitcoin had a lot of support. Whenever it would touch that $30,000 price, we could see it trade in one day, $5,000-$10,000 in that day if it was to touch that line. But now things are a bit different. It's really struggling to try to get over $30,000. Very, very much consolidating right underneath that price. And when we had seen the price of Bitcoin fall significantly in May of 2021, where it went from about $60,000 to $30,000 in a matter of a week, I mean, that's a much bigger drop than what we recently just saw. The hash rate of Bitcoin also that time had to drop a lot. With hash rate is the difficulty of mining Bitcoin. That had to drop a lot because miners ended up unplugging their Bitcoin at that time, and the hash rate continuously kept getting easier and easier and easier on Bitcoin until about July of 2021, where it started to slowly start going up at that time. But in November of 2021, the hash rate of mining Bitcoin was easier than it was in April and May of 2021. But something different that had happened was that the hash rate never got any easier after the price of Bitcoin had continuously started to drop after it reached its all-time high. So December of 2021, and then January, February, March, April, May of 2022, the hash rate just kept going up. And it's right now higher than it was back in May of 2021. So this whole time, the Bitcoin miners, they have not been able to really make any sort of gains. That's why they're now selling off their Bitcoin. And this is another thing that's really affecting the market that a lot of people aren't really talking about. So I have another piece of content that I'm going to be making on just that of Bitcoin and going more into the hash rate of Bitcoin. So anyways, that's it for right now. There's a lot going on with Cardano. There's a lot of updates coming out, but we're going to have to really be monitoring what's going on with the price. So I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on what's going on with the crypto market. What do you guys think that we're going to be seeing the price of Cardano going to? Because I kind of did give out a little bit of a price prediction. I said we can possibly be seeing it go to $1, but of course, it's really dependent on what the price of Bitcoin is doing. So $1, I think Cardano could hit by the end of June, possibly, if we are to see the price of Bitcoin to continue trending up. Otherwise, the worst case scenario is we could be seeing the price of Cardano going down even more with if Bitcoin did not reach a bottom, and things could be different. So anyways, with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New content coming out all the time. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I'll see you all in the next one coming very, very soon.